Yo, what's up, it's your boy, your mama, back at it again. Shit. Let's get straight into the jokes.
People, white people, let me tell y'all something. White people, no disrespect to white people, but white people treat their dogs like they're in their family. You know what I mean? Like he's part of my family. Like I had a fucking neighbor. I had a neighbor that fucking had a funeral for their fucking cat. A fucking funeral. It's like I'm gonna take a day off to fucking pray for a cat? What the fuck? I was like, who the fuck you think I am?
You see how he cut that part out? Because how stupid it sounds? Me going to a pet funeral and taking a day off of work? Like, he had to cut that so he can give his little commentary so he can make it serious. And he didn't play the full video, and the reason for that, because it is literally stand-up comedy. It is literally jokes. I mean, D.L. Hughley's told the same joke.
Black people hardly got pets. You notice that? You notice black people don't really got dogs and cats and shit like that because we don't really like chaining up things and putting collars on things and you know what I'm saying and fucking like, oh, my dog really loves me. He loves me, but as soon as you open up that gate, that motherfucker runs his ass off.
You know what? White folk will get up early in the morning to walk a fucking dog. Ain't that a bitch? The dog don't even have to have a leash on him. He living so good, he don't even try to get away. Sit, you goddamn right I sit. Black folk ain't got that kind of fucking luck with dogs. Because if we open the gate, we ain't got no dog no more.
See, I don't do stand-up comedy no more. See, do I look back at videos that I made in the past and cringe? Of course I do. Do I apologize for some of the jokes that I made as a stand-up comedian and trying to practice my material? Yes, I do. But you holding me accountable for jokes when literally my name is Yo Mama and then saying that everything that I say or everything that comes out of my mouth is serious is just crazy. And it's this reach. It's this reach that makes no sense to me. Because when all these people got criminal records and do all these bad things and do all this stuff that you find out about, and then you call them out on it and you wonder why all the other reaction channels don't call them out on it, the first thing that they say is, well, the reason why I'm not calling that person out is because I'm not a reactor that go after reactors. I'm a reactor that focuses on foodie beauty. And I don't care what this person did with a DUI, abused a person, hit a person, or did some shit that got them a criminal record. But as soon as it's Yo Mama and some joke that I made in the past, we gotta burn them at the stake. You see how that works? The reaching is out of control. And then I gotta prove everything. It all stems from jokes that I made about going to my neighbor's funeral. Now again, the problem with these clowns is that I made a lot of jokes. And one of the things that I made a lot of jokes about, I made a lot of jokes about my neighbor. Which now here is another video that I made. Is this true too? Is this real? Am I telling the truth about my neighbor here? Roll it. Here, my neighbor. Oh, my neighbor Christian. My neighbor Christian. Oh man, my mom used to complain because we had roaches. And my mom used to complain about Christine, my neighbor, every day about how they roaches was coming to our house. I swear to God. She used to be like, oh my God, our neighbors, man, they got roaches. And that's why we got roaches. And I was like, Mom, we ain't got roaches because our neighbor. We got roaches because we ain't cleaning up. Don't be blaming neighbors for roaches. I hate when people do that shit. That's crazy. If you got roaches, Orkin man used to come to our house every day. So these clowns scoping around my Facebook Live, why did they use that? Me having roaches and my neighbor giving it to me and my mom making jokes about that and then the Orkin man coming to my house every single fucking day. Because, that's true and that's real. By the way, I didn't have roaches. I was just, again, making jokes. But hey, man, that didn't fit their narrative. But keep going.
Hey, yes, I caught 19 roaches today. I'll be back next week. Yeah, but I can't lie though. Christian let me go to his house. My neighbor, he let me in his house one time. He let me in. I swear to God, man, I never seen a house so dirty in my fucking life. It was the dirtiest house ever. That motherfucker had he had a weird ass sound coming from his refrigerator. I don't know if it was a moose in there. I don't know if it was a dog. I don't know if it was a cat. I don't know what the fuck was in his fucking refrigerator, but it was something that was dying, dog. Have you ever been to a haunted house? I mean, it was the daytime and I went into his house. My nigga, man, I was scared as fuck. I went upstairs and I heard funny noises coming from the refrigerator. A dog, a cat, a moose. It was everything in his refrigerator, man. That shit was the weirdest thing of all time, bro. I swear to God, I'll never.
Wow. So what's next? They're going to come up with a video and said, your mama said that his neighbor had a moose, dog, and a cat in the goddamn refrigerator. You see, I made a lot of jokes about my neighbor. I even made a joke about my neighbor being taken by aliens and I saw it through my window. I mean, are you going to believe every single joke that I make with my neighbor? But see, again, they didn't use none of this stuff because it didn't fit their narrative. See, their narrative is, oh yeah, we love cats and we need to trigger the people in this community that loves pets. But they didn't use none of the other videos or none of the other jokes I made about my neighbor giving me roaches or my neighbor having mooses and dogs and cats in the refrigerator. Keep going.
Never go to that nigga house again. That was the last. I only went there once. Why you think I only went there once? Because I was upstairs and I had to call my mom to get me out that house. I said, Mom, hey, you need to come over here and get me out of here. Because there's a dead moose in there or something like that, or a person. I don't want to be the next dead person up in there. Oh, man.
So now we know that the neighbor that invited me to his cat's funeral also had mooses and dead bodies in his refrigerator and was abducted by aliens. Whew, these people. And when I was upstairs, I had to call my mom to get me up out of the house because I didn't want to be the next body. You see this and you say, wow, I mean, is he telling the truth? No, dude, these were all jokes. I made a lot of jokes about my neighbor. But again, they went through all these videos and they picked the one that they knew was going to trigger the community, right? And get them all riled up and all upset. But they knew, Inferno knew that these were all jokes because I made a bunch of jokes about my neighbor. And again, this is coming from the same man that went up on panel to support Hannibal, the guy who hit his girlfriend over taco meat, right? So again, these people can do all this wild stuff and get away with it and be supported and be cheered on because they're getting a person out of the way that they don't like. But me doing videos and jokes on Facebook Live about my neighbor who was actually in the chat and he laughed at a lot of the jokes I made about him. You know what I mean? But again, this part didn't fit their narrative, so they didn't use it. They used the pet thing and then they made it seem like I was being dead ass serious. Crazy. And the reaching and the madness didn't stop there. Attacking me for being on a boat during spring break at Lake Havasu during a bachelor party, screaming out, rocking out with our cocks out. I mean, the reaching is unbelievable. Have you been to Lake Havasu during spring break? I mean, twerking, flashing. Oh, I forgot. These people are incels.
Oh, it's not bad, popping. Same thing. All right. Yeah, we got talking shit already. I got one question. What are your goals for spring break? Oh, dude, I'm out here trying to get to. He can't say it on camera.
Be clear, Jovan is so certain he hurt this animal that he would assume the cat would not want him present for the funeral. My question is, Jovan, does your neighbor know any of this took place? Did you maybe explain to anyone how you, as apparently a grown man, could have been so scared by a cat that you kicked it multiple times because it jumped?
But do you see the manipulation? Do you hear it? Where I kicked the cat multiple times? Where did I say that?
It jumped and scared the shit out of me, and I kicked the shit out of it.
You kicked it multiple times because it jumped.
The manipulation is out of fucking control. How he adds his own stories to something that is said, and then he puts his parts in there. And again, like I said, this was the past, making jokes and making comedy. Is it bad comedy? Is it bad jokes? Of course it is. It's the worst shit ever, listening back at the shit, right? You know, it's cringe. It's very cringe. But if I go to any of you clowns' MySpace or wherever, I'm pretty sure somewhere, somehow, you said something that you regretted. And I definitely do. The comedy I do is not that type of material. It's not that kind of stuff that I say anymore. And it's gross. But again, it's only on me. Do they talk or do they make videos about these people that committed real crimes, DUIs, abuse of people, or talk about people dying or cut their legs off and all that other stuff? Do they speak on stuff like that? Of course not. Because when you bring that stuff up to these clowns, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, I don't focus on the reactor. I focus on Foodie Beauty. Well, if that's the case, then why are you focusing on a reactor? That's right. I'm not the type of reactor that is reacting the way that you guys want me to react.
I do know FFG wanted to take a look at the video tonight. Would love for her to do that. I reached out to her myself. I know she tried to reach out to me, but no worries, FFG.
Now, this is where this shit gets real fake. FFG reaches out to this guy in the DMs, and he reaches back out to FFG to talk about me. Yet this man made 17 videos about BBJ, you know, what BBJ's doing, the health of BBJ, the nails in the paws. Every chance he gets to go after Foodie Beauty, it's always about BBJ. Has BBJ in the thumbnails, everything BBJ, because he cares about this cat and he loves this cat so much and he loves animals. Yet when he has the opportunity to communicate with the person that can give him a live update about BBJ, does he ask FFG, how's BBJ doing? Absolutely not. He wants to have a conversation about Yo Mama and my video. BBJ is coming up on 25 years old. The oldest cat to ever live is 31. BBJ is 6 years removed from being in the Guinness Book of World Records, and your opportunity to give a live update on a cat that you so-called care about and love so much and made multiple videos about and monetized them all, you drop the ball and not get a live update or a conversation on how BBJ's doing so you can update your audience who supposedly cares about this cat or supposedly cares about animals, period. Again, this shit is so fucking fake because these people are fake as hell. They never cared about cats. They never cared about pets. And then when a reaction channel comes along and calls them out on their hypocrisy, they go from ignoring to going IRL to striking their channel, which is what happened to me. I mean, I had 3 people at the same goddamn time strike my videos while I was going out of town. And that's the reason why I hid all my videos, so I can take all these people out so I won't continuously get strikes by these people. So when I get back home, I can just edit these people out and never talk about them again, because they talk about how thin skinned Foodie Beauty is, but look at what they do. I mean, they can't handle somebody calling out their hypocrisy, giving them a taste of their own medicine, and then what do they want to do? They want to strike their channel down. And then 3 people at the same fucking time, it feels like it's an organized crime or something like that. And so when I get back home, I'll edit the videos, take these people out, put the videos back up, and then we'll get back to the lives. Matter of fact, I kind of like this commentary, you know, sitting behind a laptop, not having to show my face. Never mind, this shit sucks. We'll get back to the real thing. But it's your boy, Yo Mama, back at it again. And thank you guys for enjoying this video. And I hope that you guys can watch us doing this shit in a hotel. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, it kind of worked out. I don't know. See you later.